In a previous video, I talked about how John Carpenter's The Thing reminded me of our current situation with the coronavirus. And in this video, I have three more movies that reminded me of the coronavirus. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, Entertainment and Media. Well, as you can see, I'm back in my place here in Northern Virginia. The previous video regarding John Carpenter's The Thing that was shot in my mother's kitchen, and much later at night than this video. But after I shot that video, I thought of three other movies that reminded me of this current situation we're all in with the coronavirus pandemic crisis. And, I'm shooting this video not to, make light of what's going on, because what's going on is very, very serious. But, movies are very much a part of my life, and they were a part of my childhood, and that's the case for a lot of people. So I thought that this would be fun to talk about. So the previous video talked about John Carpenter's The Thing. So another movie that and there have been, as you'll see, there have been several movies on this topic, on diseases spreading and running rampant, and unknown creatures and unknown terrors that you can't see. There have been lots and lots of movies made on this, and I might even come back afterwards to make another video about this topic if I think of some more. But before I left Buffalo, me and my cousin, I went over to my cousin's house, and we were watching a movie starring, I think her name is Tiffany Eason, who played Kelly Kapowski on Saved by the Bell. There was a movie that very much mirrored what's happening now with the coronavirus. I can't think of it right now, and if I think of it and find it, I will leave it in the description box below, or I will document it some way, or maybe I'll even make a follow-up video. But this movie took place 10 years ago, so people have been thinking about this scenario right now, and how something like this would unfold, and how something like this would actually go. People have been thinking about this for some time now. But the quintessential, in my opinion, the quintessential movie regarding a contagion spreading across the globe or across a country is Outbreak, starring Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Spacey. I think Rene Russo was in that. Morgan Freeman was in that movie. Donald Sutherland was in that movie. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was in that movie. And right now, I want to shout out an old friend named Tim Robinson. I was a freshman at the State University of New York College at Brockport when Outbreak came out, and me and Tim, we went to go see that movie at the Town Movie Theater in Brockport. And that was a scary movie at the time, and you had this virus in the movie. I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but I will give a few spoilers. If you're a millennial or a Gen Zer or someone from Gen Y, that's a good movie to download and to watch, though it might scare you a little bit now based upon what's going on. But basically, a virus came from overseas And I think the virus actually came from an Asian country, maybe China, maybe Korea or Vietnam. But the actual ship, I don't know why I remember this, was called the Thai Cook Seattle. So it had an Asian name. And basically, someone on that ship had a little monkey in a cage, and I think the monkey bit the guy, and he sold the monkey to a an animal shop, and a little girl bought the monkey, and they found the monkey later on uh, through the little girl and through the process of elimination. But the guy who got bit by the monkey, it mutated, I believe, inside of him, and he got really really sick. And him and his girlfriend went to the movie theater, and they actually showed him coughing, and they showed his germs spreading out throughout the movie theater and onto everyone else. So not only did his girlfriend get sick, but everyone in that movie theater got sick, and they infected everyone else in the town, and everyone just exponentially infected everyone else. And the actual symptoms for that virus were very nasty. People were bleeding out, and they were having all kinds of convulsions, and they had to be quarantined off. And I think in the town, I think in the movie, they actually quarantined that town off. And I think in the beginning of the movie, Donald Sutherland and Morgan Freeman, they went to an African village and found that same strain of virus, or a related strain of virus, and their only solution was to just what's the word I'm looking for? Just eviscerate that whole village. So they just bombed the whole village and just laid the whole thing to waste. And so in the movie, the Dustin Hoffman's character, he was the protagonist. They were in a race to find a cure for the strain that had come to the United States, not only to stop the town here from getting completely eviscerated and leveled, but also his love interest, Rene Russo, who was also a scientist. All these people, all the main characters I read off, they were scientists. But she got infected with it as well, so she was about to die. And so they were on a race to develop a vaccine before that whole town got obliterated. And it turned out that they found the monkey that the little girl was playing with, and they were able to create a vaccine from that monkey. So that was Outbreak. Really good movie. Really, really ahead of its time. The second movie I want to talk about is I Am Legend, starring Will Smith. And in a nutshell, for those of you, once again, I'm going to give a spoiler. That movie started off with, I believe they were trying to find a cure for cancer, and they developed some sort of virus technology. So they developed some sort of high-tech novel virus to cure cancer, and the movie opens with the scientist who developed this virus talking to a talk show host like Larry King or Rachel Maddow or somebody about this new and novel virus, and how it was a game changer, and how it was going to finally cure the disease. And the interview in the beginning, it slowly blacks out, and then we open up to New York City after the virus has run rampant and had an adverse effect on mankind. So while the virus in this movie was initially thought to be a new and novel cure for cancer, and I believe it was a virus and not some sort of other gene therapy or something like that. While the virus was thought to have been a new and novel cure for cancer, it turned out to create a pandemic of its own. And in this instance, it turned normal, healthy human beings into zombies, vampire-like zombies who were averse to sunlight and who could only come out during the nighttime. And so Will Smith somehow had a resistance to the virus, and he turned out to be a scientist. And so he spent all of his days indoors. Well, actually, no, outdoors, because he was out hunting for food. But he spent his spare time trying to find a cure for this virus, and ultimately he does. And it turns out, I think, that humankind lives on. At the end of the movie, they find these settlements, and humankind lives on, and they have to rebuild. But the movie starts off kind of morbid, and it's kind of sad when you're watching it, seeing what this cure had actually done. Though initially it was thought to be a game changer and a cure for cancer, which we've been trying to cure for decades now, and I'll also say probably for at least a millennium, because cancer, yeah, it's killed a lot of people and it's been around for a while. So that's I Am Legend. So involved a virus, turned into a pandemic, wiped all of civilization out until the end of the movie. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about, I want to talk about World War Z starring Brad Pitt. I saw that once. I saw it at the theater. It looked very intriguing to me when I saw footage in the trailers of these zombies climbing over everything, and when I saw these zombies overrunning everything. So the movie looked pretty intriguing from the trailer when I saw these zombies, and I saw the zombies overrunning everything. And the movie, I believe the movie was also related to some sort of virus and some sort of sickness that was spreading, that they didn't have a cure for, initially, and it was, spreading and spreading and spreading, and I think Brad Pitt, I think by the end of the movie, he actually found a cure for whatever was causing people to turn into zombies relatively quickly. So, and that movie had an element of, it wasn't scary, but it was a little bit frightful in some ways. Whenever you're seeing a movie where a sickness is readily spreading and readily spreading quickly, you always wonder, okay, what would I do in those situations, and how would I cope if something like that actually was overtaking everyone and I was there. So those are 3 more movies that reminded me of the coronavirus pandemic / crisis. There's Outbreak, there's I Am Legend, and lastly there is World War Z. So I might make another video on this if I think of something else, but if not, then my next video will be on something else. If there are movies that remind you of this current pandemic / crisis, please let me know what you think in the comments section below. So one other thing, in terms of I Am Legend, in the movie, that contagion was man-made. Oh, by the way, there's another movie called Contagion, which I haven't watched. I might watch it and make another video. But in I Am Legend, that contagion was man-made. And one of the conspiracy theories about the coronavirus is that it is man-made as well. Over on my science channel, I cited an article and discussed an article saying that it wasn't man-made and that this thing is a freak of nature. But some people are still holding to the theory that this is something man-made, and an experiment or something that has gone wrong. In any case, I'm going to stop this video here. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel, and always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.